I know you're a doctor, and there are so many doctor-led brands out there, but MZ Skin has been one of my favorites forever, just because it doesn't, when I look at your products, it's so therapeutic from the packaging to the texture to the effect. The most important thing, they're results driven, they really work. So tell me about being a doctor. How did you make the career transition from being purely a dermatologist to someone who actually focuses on skincare?
So I started loving skincare from when I was very young. When I was about 12 and my mother gave me my first line comb, I remember the exact bottle. It was a tinted BB cream, and then from there I just became obsessed. I would buy everything. That's what I would spend my money on. And fast forward to college and medical school. So I obviously studied quite a lot just to get through, all the studies.
To be a doctor,
yes,
right?
Exactly. For me, it was a little bit a ritual. Every night I'd come home from the gym, have a nice shower, put on really beautiful skincare products, and then put on pretty underwear, boxers, pajamas, and I would go into my very nice, cold, clean, sheets. And that for me was like the signal that the day was over, time to go to bed, relax, and really unwind. And, I feel that it's a little form of meditation and self-care that I didn't know I was doing back then.
For sure. It's so important for today's ladies.
Absolutely.
I read a report, I can't remember where I read it, but it said women who really take care of their skin and the women who take the time to do this ritual every night are less prone to depression.
I absolutely believe it.
Yeah.
Because, just the aspect of touching your face, putting nice products on your face, giving your face a little bit of a massage by placing those creams on, that's hugely therapeutic in and of itself, in addition to all the benefits that you're going to have from your products.
Yes.
And then, I started using doctor-led brands because I knew after medical school that I needed something more than just a beautiful and fluffy
Because you
product.
really know, you're telling me this works, but I know actually what in there
What's
that
in
works.
there.
Right?
Exactly. So then I started using doctor-led brands. They were very androgynous. They were very clinical. Back then, most of them were white or blue, and they felt very medicinal. And for me, part of that aspect, that ritual aspect, was lost. So yes, I knew maybe it was doing something better for my skin than maybe some of the other creams, but in actuality, I didn't want to continue using it, so I became the non-compliant patient, essentially.
Yes.
That's when I got married, I had children, I started getting pigmentation issues on my own face, and I said, you know what, I can't do this. So I went with a formulator and a chemist, and I went back to my lovely products, and one of the brands that I loved back then was Shiseido. I just love the texture and the feel and just the whole experience that I was gaining from that. And I mixed that with my own doctor, prescribed ingredients. And my husband said, well, why don't you put them together? And, if you have this problem, I'm sure other people in your office also have this problem. And so that's where it started. I had no brand, I had no pink bottles. I just was mixing them together. So at least the medicinal part was one part, but then I was getting the other sensory part. And that happened until, one day I met the junior buyer at Harrods, and that's when MZ Skin was truly born, because she said, we have no doctor-led brands. There's only one other doctor-led female brand.
Right. There are so many male doctors
so
out there
many.
creating products for women.
I know.
But they know what works a lot of times.
Of course.
But they don't know what makes you feel good.
No, and that whole experience. And so she said, we only have one other doctor. I'd really like to launch you. And that was in February, and she wanted to launch me in September. But I had no bottles, I had no brand. And when I decided to embark on the brand, I really wanted something that would be feminine. I didn't want it to be androgynous. I wanted it to be precise. I wanted to have the ethos that I thought was really important, which is to reveal, enhance, and protect.
Right.
So reveal beautiful skin so that you have a perfect palette to absorb and enhance your skin with all the other ingredients you can place. And then also protection is the most important, because that's prevention, and that is always key. And so I wanted something simple, something that people could do consistently, that was efficacious but without being cumbersome. So I didn't want to have 20 different steps. I know some people do love that, and there are other things you can add to my line if you wanted to, but in actuality you don't need that many things. You need some really good products and ingredients put together well so that they work effectively and efficiently. And you can enhance the skin with different things. So you can enhance your skin with, for instance, if you're prone to pigmentation, those ingredients might be slightly different than if you have, for instance, acne or rosacea or generalized anti-aging. So I do think it's really important to have a very precise way of looking at it. And so pink and gold was what I wanted.
That's what I definitely want my office. My entire office is pink and gold.
I love it. I need to come visit you. Yes. We have to decorate it with MZ Skin.
For sure. I would love that.
And also I wanted it to be, conscious. So, most of everything I have is either recyclable or made from recycled material. I use a lot of glass that can be upcycled and obviously recycled. The things that are more difficult, for instance, the pumps, we don't have any on the market that we can use yet, but pretty much that was taken into effect. I don't use any cello wrap on the outside of my packaging, and also all the ingredients are well sourced too. So, they're very made from, for instance, we have some sheep placenta that is from actually lamb that have delivered, and no animals are harmed in any sort of way.
Right.
Every ingredient is free from, every product is free from any parabens, silicones, and any perceived nasties. And I say perceived because sometimes I don't necessarily agree that all things are bad, but I also understand that it's difficult to change people's, educate and change people's ideologies very quickly. So I've stayed away from the things that, that are known to be bad for skin for sure, but then even some of the other ones that are, the jury is still out.
I totally understand. Just to create something that's paraben free actually makes the cost of producing your product so much more expensive.
Of course, but it's about having the best ingredients. So really, every formulation has been done with that in mind to have maximal benefits. They're all clinically led, so that's really nice to know that just because I say, oh, this is our 2% retinol booster, well, actually, we know it works because we've done our own independent trials, not because it has the 2% retinol in it. I think that's also really important. So I really want it to be clean in the sense of scientifically clean, clinically backed, and I wanted it to have that luxury sensory experience so that you would feel good about putting your creams on so that you will stay consistent. And as I said, the best routine is the one you can keep.
And that's absolutely true, and you have all of that in one jar: reveal, enhance, and protect.
Absolutely.
And for me, being clean and effective are the two most important things to me when I do my own skincare. Because I'm going through fertility treatment now, and even from trying to conceive my first daughter, I learned how much impact non-clean skincare or any personal care products could really have on your fertility. Or some of them could really mimic estrogen. As you're a doctor, I wouldn't have to teach you this, but it could, in theory, affect your ovulation or egg quality. And a lot of women out there don't have any idea about this at all. No. So I'm really passionate about brands who not only committed to make you look younger and feel better, but also keep you as healthy as possible.
The goal is to live your best life and look your best for as long as you can. So, the idea is that we want to have good products that we put on our skin. You look to a doctor brand really because you're looking at the expertise and that somebody else is going through the studies and making sure they're trying to deliver the best that they can to you. And I think that trust in the doctor is actually really important because we have an NPD team, we have, formulating team, we have a whole regulatory team. We're constantly looking at all of these to really give our customers and my patients in my office, the best skincare products that they can possibly have.
One thing I love about doctors-led brands also, you're not a huge corporation. You don't have shareholders to answer to. You don't have corporate overlords that rule and watch you every step of the way. You're really creating something that you're passionate about, and you're responsible. You're facing your patients every day, so you're responsible for someone that you can actually see and get to know, and that's very important to me. And you can take stuff out, you can put stuff in that you personally believe that would work or not work. Unlike a lot of corporations creating these huge brands and they're in multinational lines, and then all they think about is how do I maximize shareholder value. Everything else takes a step
You're so
back.
true because for instance, our Brighten and Perfect, which is my favorite encapsulated vitamin C serum with azelaic acid, we improved it to include tranexamic acid, which is something that I use quite a lot in my office. Again, something that helps brighten pigmentation. So yes, we're always tweaking and trying to give you the best products.
It's crazy.
Evolution.
It's crazy you're telling me that you had pigmentation when you were younger, but your skin is crystal clear now.
You're so kind. I do have a little bit, and the sun is coming out. You're very kind.
Yeah. And lots of women have that issue because when you get pregnant, your hormones start creating these dark patches that they're so hard to get rid of.
It's in my own opinion, I think that we all age in certain different ways. We're going to get gray hair, there will be fine lines and wrinkles, but what we can do is improve and maintain the quality of our skin. So if you're free from pigmentation, redness, acne, you have clear skin, you immediately look much more youthful, much more approachable. It gives a great sense of confidence when you wake up in the morning. And fine, you might have a few lines and wrinkles, but if your skin is clear, you feel better about yourself.
Totally, it's the biggest organ in our body,
absolutely,
right?
Absolutely.
You've got to take care of your skin. I had a terrible acne growing up.
Did you?
So yeah, this is why I absolutely understand how much damage bad skin can do to your self-confidence. When I was a teenager, I remember walking into a room. The first thing I would do is check the lighting of the room to make sure that it doesn't reveal my acne.
Or that with your confidence, I mean, that's heartbreaking. That's the thing, when I get a message from someone that says, you know what, my skin looks so much better now, it makes me so happy. You know, coming from a surgical background, you know, I'm an oculoplastic surgeon, which means I do cosmetic and reconstructive surgery around the eyes and the face. I started doing all these studies with non-surgical techniques, including fillers. And that's really where everything led back to the skin, because it doesn't matter how much you do surgically, how many other things, if you don't have a good base, the foundation, the skin, all of that stuff is not going to be as optimized as it could be.
I really do believe to keep someone looking younger for longer, someone like J-Lo, for example.
She looks amazing.
She looks better today than she did when she was in her 20s.
Absolutely.
I'm not kidding. Like, you know, I've seen her once from kind of far, not super close, but she looks exactly how she appears on Instagram, and she doesn't look different in person.
That's
and it's
amazing.
incredible how she kept in that immaculate condition.
She works hard at it.
She works hard at it, and I believe it's a combination of starting early, starting young. It's a combination of not surgical procedures, but injections and treatments with machines,
Absolutely.
coupled with dedicated effective skincare.
Absolutely.
You have, it has to be.
You can't do, it's like having a trainer, you know, once a week and then thinking you're going to have a six-pack. No, you have to do the work at home too.
You have to eat right and drink lots of water and do all the right things every single day.
We want to live our best life, and that means living well, feeling well, looking well, and that does take a little bit of commitment. But I think actually education-wise, we've come a really long way.
Yes.
And I love that we are taking better care of ourselves in very many different aspects, from nutrition and diet to exercise to mindfulness. You know, all of those things are really important to live our best life.
For sure. And in Asia, I think we're more dedicated to skincare than in a lot of other countries. At least that's my personal experience. All my friends
I love that.
Start taking care of their skin really young.
That's why you all look amazing. You look like you're 20 when you're 60. I mean, it's fabulous.
Thank you. But I know a lot of South Korean girls starts like Botox injections and all these anti-aging treatments starting in their mid-20s. And that's really when your skin starts to lose collagen, lose volume.
Sadly, yes, 20 is so young.
Yeah, but that's when it starts.
It
right?
does,
25.
absolutely.
For years, they would maintain that routine, and they really do look younger. But one thing I discovered that's different about Asian skin is that we're really prone to puffiness. And at least for myself, my face always puff up when I eat something salty, or I didn't sleep well the night before, or right before my period. And I love the tools you've developed to help that problem. That roller, I was going to tell you about it. I used it right before I came here to see you today. One thing I love about this, what it does for me, is that, you know, everybody wants this crystal clear jawline.
Yes.
But sometimes mine isn't so clear, because if I eat something
It looks quite sharp right now.
because I used it right, I roll it, and it will give me an instant, clear, defined line. And it's so low maintenance.
It is very low maintenance.
Without makeup, with makeup, anywhere.
So I love this because it has the germanium pods, they're acupressure points. It really helps with microcirculation, it helps with lymphatics. So if you're experiencing puffiness, you know, you generally work from the inside to the outside, as you were doing with your jawline. You can use it for the lower eyelid, you know, removing a little bit of puffiness there. The only place you don't go from in to out is your forehead. You go upwards to help give you a lift on your eyebrows, down the neck to help lymphatics. I mean, it's really nice. It makes you feel good. It depuffs, improves circulation. And it's just an all-around really nice thing. Yeah, and actually, yes, and then this point can be used at different pressure points. So if you're feeling like you've been straining in front of a computer, I mean, I have Botox, so I can't do it, but if you put a little bit of pressure here, that's where there is a nerve coming, and you can actually feel quite relieved. Same in the temples. If you're somebody who grinds quite a lot, or you feel like this muscle is tensing.
My muscle is huge.
Is it? Do you play the violin?
No, I don't.
I feel like I always see it in violin players.
Yeah.
but you can, I'm a grinder. I always, I put this here and it actually really releases that tension. So it's not only just, the germanium pods here, but actually the tip can be used too.
And it's so affordable. Anybody can actually afford this.
Yes.
Unlike the very expensive beauty tools.
No.
In Asia, beauty tools and devices are so popular, and there's some of them are really expensive. They can go upward of 3,000 pounds or even
Very
go up to
expensive,
5,000 pounds. But this one is so low maintenance. I use it above my makeup all the time. I would put it in my purse sometimes.
A little refresh
If
at
I
the
need
end of the
something
day.
like pick me up during the day, and I would use it and spray some serums on it, and then
Absolutely, it's really nice. It's really nice to give you any sort of pickup at any time, and also it elevates your mood because you just feel a little bit better. Again, that ritual aspect, it's not to be forgotten.
Yeah.
It does make you feel better, and
Whenever I roll
eventually
it just across my face quickly, even just 40 seconds, less than a minute, and I put my foundation on. Later on, my foundation stays on for longer, glides on a little smoother, and it just feels silkier.
That's because it improves your microcirculation, so you just get a better absorption of anything that you place on your skin. So it's not, there's a reason for
Yeah, I have this really
using
expensive
that.
beauty tool I use, and my face would be really hot afterwards, and I use it to cool it down too.
Oh, that's very
Immediately cooling effect, lymphatic
Yes,
drainage,
absolutely.
and my jawline looks better, my face looks thinner. I used to be a news anchor, so whenever I go on TV, I hate it when
You
you
need to do
stretch
everything, yes, I know.
everything wider for some reason. And I would use this along
Especially
my
high
jawline.
definition, oh my god.
Yes, oh my god, it just makes it a little bit better. And I have a very puffy apples of the cheek
No,
too.
you have beautiful teeth.
Thank you. But I don't like it when this part looks really puffy because it makes my line look deeper.
You
And I would
feel-
use
so
it
you
to
lift
lift it
up.
up a little bit. I just love that.
It's a great tool that you can use. Anybody can use at any point. So
And
there's no restrictions.
It's a tool for anything, for everyone.
Absolutely.
And the price is so affordable. But there's just something else I love about the tools that you've developed. It's that mask.
The LED mask. Oh my god, I
I
love
use it all the
the
time in
LED.
Singapore. I couldn't bring it to London, but this second generation, I love it more than the first generation. It's so mobile, so comfortable, so low maintenance.
It
Again,
matches us.
yes,
It actually
the
matches
best
my
routine
team.
is the routine you're going to keep.
Yes.
I believe that if you're not going to use it, don't buy any
No.
tools.
So I agree with you. So the beauty of having at-home tools is for that very busy person who doesn't have the time or sometimes even the money. One of these is much more affordable than going on a weekly basis and trying to have a treatment done in an office. The second one is really a fabulous LED mask because it has two ways of using it, red and infrared, and blue, which is blue and red light together. It looks a little purple here, but that's the blue. I love red light. It's one of the things that I've been using for the last 12 years in my practice. I love it because it has amazing wound healing properties, anti-inflammatory properties, and helps to promote collagen and elastin production. Everybody can benefit from this.
Right.
You can use it for 10 minutes a day. There's a timer on this, so you don't even need to think
You
about
put
it.
it on, do anything
You
you
can
want.
walk around. I mean, ideally
I
you
do
should be
it.
sitting in bed and like having a little snooze. It will also make you feel better because the light is very soothing to the
Yes.
mind and to the. It's a little bit scary looking. And then what's really nice is the red is for all those things that I mentioned, and then you have infrared, which really helps with the collagen and elastin production, which is really nice. And that's why it's used in wound healing. People who've had burns or other injuries, and they put the LED on to improve that. So I love that. And then you have the blue light, which I recommend for people who have acne. You can use it at minimum 4 times a week, up to 7 times a week for the recommended dosage, which is 10 minutes. These studies have been very precisely done. So if you benefit, if you're going to do the mask, you really should do it for the time allotted, the 10 minutes, because that's when you're getting maximal efficacy.
I see.
And you don't need to do it more. More doesn't necessarily mean better. It
right.
just means more. And sometimes it can make things worse. So you just use it for the 10 minutes. Again, it has the anti-inflammatory properties. It has that collagen boosting, that soothing. But it also has the blue light, which targets this bacteria that we have on our skin called P. acnes. And you have to remember that acne is formed from the hair follicle unit called the pilosebaceous unit when you have a combination of this bacteria and excess oil and sebum that's produced. So you're making this perfect storm. The perfect storm is the combination of the two. So how do you reduce the sebum? Those are the retinol type products. Those are the different acids you can be using. But how do you decrease the P. acnes? The only way is really through LED, unless you're taking, antibiotics or other oral
Which
medication.
is bad for your gut
Which
health.
can be, there are other issues that can arise.
Right.
But this is a really nice treatment. I think it's really nice too. So, my son, for instance, can borrow mine and just clean it out with a nice wipe.
Right.
And, it works really well on all skin types. So there's no restrictions. Obviously, if you're pregnant, you would want to check with your doctor if it would be okay. The only people that I say, to be aware of is somebody who has things like epilepsy or, light-induced migraines. I'd say try it out once before you buy it so that you know that you can use it.
Right.
But it makes you feel good. It makes you look good. Immediately afterwards, you have plumped, rejuvenated, refreshed skin. So really an all-around one.
I just love it. All the beauty devices, you have to move your body part somehow. This one, you don't need to do anything.
And
just put it on.
Put it on, and I actually usually stick it into whatever I'm wearing, and I walk around.
You just walk around. I do that too. For one of my, the girl on my team, young girls, they're using this primarily for skin brightening. And she feels like that really works for her.
So the red light and the infrared will help because you're promoting collagen and elastin production. So absolutely.
I see. So you see a more even skin tone.
Yes, absolutely.
And she uses it sometimes right before I go to bed as well for 10 minutes.
I love it.
Instantly.
This is the best thing if you're feeling like you need a little something to zhuzh things up. Absolutely.
It's so effective for me when I just don't have time to do anything. When I'm
perfect.
tired, I don't want to move my arms or anything like that. I just put it on 10 minutes and I put on my skincare and go to sleep.
Perfect.
I love the second generation. I have the first generation too. What I love about this one here is it's so moldable. And I feel every single corner of my skin is getting a light. The first one, it's a little bit harder.
It was harder. It's also a great product. This is more medicinal, so this has been tested, so we know that you're getting the exact amount of energy we want you to have in that 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little bit more precise than the other one. In that sense, it's also softer, more malleable, and I've also made it so that you can open your eyes with this one, so you're not getting the light coming through.
And the girl, and her name is Fiona, she's very well known. Like, she used to use these masks all the time. Her skin looks perfect. She's a porcelain doll, and she's perfect. But she used to use these and have to wear, sunglasses, goggles. It's very troublesome. This one, you don't
This
need to
is
do
very
anything.
relaxing, yes, absolutely.
And the price point as well. It's not super expensive, so you don't have to break your bank to buy it.
No.
And this one is perfectly complementary to something that if you do have that's expensive. And
You
it's
can
like
absolutely.
10 minutes, add it in, you don't need to do anything. I love it.
I love it too.
So tell me, what's your inspiration behind developing these tools? Do you have anything else in line that you're thinking about giving us? Anti-aging,
I love all tools. I love things that can make life easier. So I want to complement what people come into my office to do. And also as a working mother, I'm also time poor. And sometimes being able to slip out for a treatment somewhere is not possible. And sometimes we all need a little fix-me-up, before going out in the evening. And so I've designed things that make life easier. My whole purpose is to be efficient and effective and feel good at the same time. And so I want something that's backed by medicine and science, and the LED that I've created is definitely all three of those things. And there are other things in the pipeline, I can't tell you yet, but they take a long time. This is like 3 years in the making. It's the first semi-flexible, moldable LED with both the red and blue lights together.
Yeah. And the little roller, I use it with your masks as well.
I love that. Oh my God,
the new
best.
mask, I used it on my plane right here because I was so jet lagged and uncomfortable because we couldn't get any direct flight. We have to transfer in Bahrain, and I was just a nightmare.
So much work.
This one,
I love this vitamin infused. It's red, lots of nutrients. You're just improving microcirculation, absorption of the product. Also my favorite go-to as well. Absolutely love it.
And it's small, so you don't have it's easy, fits in everywhere. I put it on, roll my face a little bit to help absorption and to help.
Love it.
Oh my God, I think
Perfect.
I guarantee you will feel an immediate effect
Absolutely.
on your skin. And try it, you will love it. So I know MZ Skin hasn't been in the China market for that long, but it's very well known already among celebrities, among people who just really care about their skin.
So happy.
It's true. I've seen celebrities sharing their experiences on this hottest social media app in China now. Like they're sharing their experiences, and from my personal experience with your brand, I love all the masks. And then there's some cleansers you have as well that really reveals, I think there's some acid in there.
There's some alpha-hydroxy acids that are very gentle, hydrating, because we never want to strip the skin barrier. So for me, it's always about keeping that even, clear skin. So yes, it's an absolutely wonderful way to gently exfoliate and cleanse the skin. Multifunctional, you can use it as a mask as well.
So for Asian women, right, we don't wrinkle up very easily, but my face, yes. So what's people talking about peptide, people talking about hyaluronic acid, people talking about retinol. In our skincare routine, what do you think that's the best prevention for sagginess?
So I think that's an excellent question, and I think there are some ingredients that everybody can do really well with. So obviously protection is the most important because we know UV exposure increases the rate at which collagen and elastin breaks down. It also contributes significantly to photoaging, which can be pigmentation on the skin,
Yes.
and also just accelerates the whole aging process with redundancy of skin as well. So sagging, fine lines, and wrinkles. So all around protection, prevention is always very important. Then having things that help take back time are really important. So I love retinols. I think pretty much everybody should be on a retinol at some point. That's a vitamin A derivative. It helps, it was initially founded because it helps decrease acne by decreasing sebum production, but it also helps refine pores because it's decreasing sebum production. It also helps increase cell turnover, which will inevitably also thicken skin. People get scared to use a retinol. They think, oh, the flaking is that the skin is becoming more thin. That is absolutely not true. Your skin actually gets thicker and creates more collagen and elastin.
It speeds up the cell regeneration
turnover,
process.
which slows down with every year of life.
Oh,
I know,
darn it.
I know. And then also it's a great brightener for the skin. So I love brightening products, and I think that's why MZ Skin does so well in Asia, is that there's such a strong ethos and philosophy behind having that nice clear palette and brightening the skin. So I use a lot of ingredients that really help to soup that up. Now for sagging, I would say anything that helps increase collagen production is really important.
Like
so,
LED.
Yeah, like the LED, like the peptides, like the retinols, and hyaluronic acids and hydrators are great to make your skin look dewy and give you a really nice textural improvement for short term and long term. But in terms of sagging, you want the things that are going to boost collagen production, and those are the stem cells. Those are that's why also our our Rest and Revive and our Replenish and Restore, our placental products do so well. I love. I mean, I love it because it gives you all the building blocks to create new skin.
Yes.
Packed also with peptides, also with other hydrators, like hyaluronic acid and peptides to help ceramides to help lock in those, that hydration. And you can get deep hydration and collagen boosting even in the lightest form of the serum, which is great.
If you're dedicated to anti-aging, nothing does better than the stem cell containing products.
I think that's just going to become even more and more popular.
For
I mean, you were asking me about, treatments. I love at-home treatments, and that's also why I've created targeted, treatments with our ampules. So we have a hydrating and brightening eye ampule kit that everybody loves because it really boosts the collagen production, helps brighten that delicate skin around the eyes, and thickens the skin in that area too.
This is the thing about why your products are doing so well in Asia, worldwide really, but particularly in Asia, is because brightening, that's number one thing that Asian women want to achieve. Yeah, they want to look brighter, and then anti-pigmentation. We're also prone to pigmentation in our skin.
Absolutely, we all have melanin in our skin.
Yeah, and the cellular regeneration.
Absolutely.
We want to look more, in Chinese, I don't even know if there's equivalent in English, meaning that suppleness,
Yes. We all want that glowy baby dewy look.
Yes, I look at my daughter. I have a 2.5-year-old daughter. I'm like,
sweet.
that face full of collagen. It's that type of thing that stem cell containing products would really help you achieve
Absolutely.
that. Of course, regular treatments as well. The roller's been selling so well without me even talking about it, without me even promoting it. Just because people buy this thing and think, oh, it's low maintenance and not that expensive, let me try it. And they're like, oh my God, it's so good. I use it every day. So their friends see them using it. They're like, where did you get this? And really, I didn't even talk about it that much because sometimes it's just a very easy part of my daily routine.
Love that.
And it's not always in front of a camera, but it's selling so well already. And the rating is 100%. Everybody, out of the hundreds, almost close to 1,000 of these rollers that we sold, the ratings are 100% positive. Everybody loves it.
The other thing I would say is that for suppleness, the other place that people complain about the most is either the jawline or around the eyes.
Yes.
And so our Soothe and Smooth is an excellent product as well, and that has the peptides to help promote collagen production. It has the ceramides and the hyaluronic acid to lock in hydration. It has the bark extract to depuff and decrease the appearance of vasculature, which gives you the dark circles. So it has a lot of really great ingredients within it to maintain that very delicate skin around the eyes.
Perfect. I can't wait to get more products on my
I
platform.
can't wait to have you try them all.
Personally try them all and have my followers try them. Hopefully we can have more collaborations in the future. Tracey's Beauty Bar, and we're launching internationally as well. Beautywithpower.com in the future, that people all around the world would have access to MZ Skin.
Amazing.
I want to try your product.
So excited.
I'm so excited. And speaking of which, I walked into Miriam's office. I'm like, this looks like my office in Beijing. Pink and gold were like the same person.
I love it. I need to come and visit you. Absolutely.
You have to. And I throw this annual pink party.
Do you?
Yes.
Oh my god, I want pink party.
You have to come to the pink party.
I love it.
I can't wait. We walk the red pink carpet, we take photos, we wear pink gowns. It's like Met Gala, but you know.
All
the
pink.
pink
I love it.
version.
Do the guys come in pink or is it all women?
Guys too. But you don't have to all in pink, but at least an accent.
Yes, well no, pink, why not? I think everybody should be in all
Totally,
pink.
I can't wait. And you know, I'm a true believer of your products. I'm a true believer of paying a lot of attention to your products packaging as well. I know people say it's not important, but to me it is.
No, it is really important. You know, for instance, we have, you'll be the first to know, we haven't talked about it with anybody, but we have 2 moisturizers coming out. We have the light moisturizer and the rich moisturizer. And they're, different textures, absolutely. They're brand new, they just arrived, and I absolutely love them. They don't have SPF, so you can use them morning and night. They have different textures, so if you're someone who is more acne prone or oily prone skin, you can use the light. It goes inside so well, but you don't understand. You use it for a day or 2 and your skin looks divine, plump, hydrated, dewy. You know, you were talking about your cute little daughter's face. That's exactly what you would say. I mean, I absolutely love it. I have been wanting this for so long. I gave some of my friends samples last summer while we were in testing. They're like, when can we buy it? And I was like, you have to wait. And now finally it's coming out. So you're actually the first person to speak to.
What's the most, it's peptide enriched.
It has peptides. It has a lot of really fabulous ingredients in it. But yes, anything to help boost the collagen production, lock in the hydration. So it has different, high and low molecular weight hyaluronic acid. It also has bioidentical growth hormones. So it has a lot of really great ingredients in it.
That's the key in anti-aging. That's the key. You, Maryam is just so on top of everything.
I just love everything. I love stem cells. I think that's the future of
that's actually
medicine
what
and
works.
skincare.
You're a doctor, the stuff that we put on our face can do only so much, right? Without invasive procedures, it's not going to achieve a facelift effect.
No.
However, things like peptide and stem cell and growth hormone, these type of things that can actually make a difference. If you continue to use these, you're going to look years younger than your peers.
Absolutely.
That's just reality.
That's reality now.
We all want to be J-Lo.
We all want to be J-Lo.
That's true. I can't wait to see you in China.
I can't wait to come.
And it's such a pleasure. And I can
thank you so much. I think we're going to have something for you in the video.
Okay, thank you so much. I can't wait to try out this. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.